Hello guys and welcome. In today's video I will be taking on 10 hours of Kal'gerion demons, one of my least favourite Slayer creatures out there, and I will be showcasing an AFK method perfect for Slayer log progress, in case you want to try it too. So subscribe if you're new and let's get into the video. To be able to kill Kal'gerion demons, you will need at least 90 dungeoneering. Here is my preset for AFK and Kal'gerion demons, and a link to this preset will be in the description below. I use best in slot gear and perks, however you do not need best in slot. You can definitely use lower tier gear, just bring the best you've got and have a go. Now there are a few things I recommend bringing for this method. The best overload you have for increased damage and accuracy, aggression potions to keep the Kal'gerion demons attacking you at all times, the Demon Slayer perk for extra damage against demons, the Demon Horn necklace alongside the attuned ectoplasmata to convert the ash drops into prayer points for prayer sustain, an Ice Knight heal to increase your accuracy. I highly recommend bringing the Zut cape to reduce the adrenaline cost of death skulls, as we use death skulls very frequently here. I also recommend having the conservation of energy relic to save yourself 10% adrenaline when using an ultimate ability, and the Fury of the Small relic for extra adrenaline when using basic abilities, and I use Death Ward for extra damage reduction. I also recommend bringing some binding contracts, which I will talk about a little bit later on, and I recommend the herb and seed bags to store any herbs or seeds, as you want as much inventory space as possible if you're intending on picking up drops, and I wear some form of Luck of the Dwarves for increased rare drop chances. Moving on to notable drops, we have the Demon Slayer armor and weapons, which are needed for Ultimate Slayer progress. We have the Adrenaline Urn, also needed for Ultimate Slayer progress, and we have 5 Kal'gerion battle commendations, which unlock titles in the game, which are all needed for the trimmed completionist cape. You can also bring binding contracts here to make Kal'gerion demon pouches, which will be your main moneymaker here, and in case you've never used a binding contract before, they're a stackable pouch that you can make at a summoning obelisk, and for every Kal'gerion demon you kill, you will make 1 pouch. Just don't forget to bring magic notepaper. Now before we start killing Kal'gerion demons, we need to get their souls inside our player in Slayer dungeon. So you'll be needing 3 Ushabtis of any kind, and some kind of Demonheim teleport. Teleport to Demonheim and make your way to the Kal'gerion resource dungeon. Then you just need to kill Kal'gerion demons until you get 3 souls and put them into your player in Slayer dungeon. To get to your player in Slayer dungeon, you need to speak to Portmaster Kags, located in the Ports district of Menethos. Alternatively, if you have 50 souls in your Slayer codex, you can use that to teleport straight there. Then just go into building mode and place the souls into one of your rooms. Here is the revolution bar I use for Kal'gerion demons, and I use protect from melee and ruination. You can also use darkness if you want to dodge an extra few attacks, but I don't use darkness at all during this method. However, it can be useful when getting the souls. And just to be clear, I have these 4 conjures on Conjure Undead Army, and most of my healing comes from Vengeful Ghost. So this method is AFK. I didn't click on a single Kal'gerion demon during 10 hours here. I just made sure to keep my overloads and aggression potions active, and made sure to note the binding contracts. But if you want to fully AFK and not pick up any drops, you can do that. However, I do recommend bringing binding contracts, as making Kal'gerion pouches is good money and low effort. Kal'gerion demons do have a few special attacks. They have a drag mechanic where they can drag the player and bind them, dealing up to 1000 damage and healing roughly 5000. They also have a true power mechanic where they will jump and smash the ground, dealing the player between 800 and 1200 damage. They can also cast a flame portal over the player, dealing 400 to 700 damage every few ticks if you're standing in it. But for this method, you can ignore all of these special attacks. For looting, I just area loot whenever I can, and if something is out of range, I just wait until I get dragged closer by a Kal'gerion demon, and if I don't go out of my way to pick it up. And I try to have as little in my inventory as possible so I can have more room for binding contracts. And overall, this method is pretty chill and easy. It's perfect for getting your Slayer logs done for Kal'gerion demons. Doing this in the player owned Slayer dungeon is so much better than doing it in the resource dungeon, in my opinion. I highly recommend this method if you're going to be killing Kal'gerion demons for whatever reason. I did manage to bag myself some log progress in hour 4, being the Demon Slayer skirt, and then I got another one 2 kills later. I then got some more log progress in hour 7, bagging myself the Demon Slayer torso, which left me with just the adrenaline urn to get, and I was getting pretty worried I wasn't going to get the urn at this point. But in hour 8, I did finally get the urn, being my final log item for Kal'gerion demons ticked off. So if you don't have any log items for Kal'gerions yet, this method is definitely for you. I actually got every individual log item they have during this 10 hours. So let's see everything we looted from 10 hours of Kal'gerion demons. Here is my loot from 10 hours of Kal'gerion demons. I also spent roughly 1 hour 45 minutes making the binding contracts, and in total I made 484 mil. I spent 227 mil on making the binding contracts, and I spent 20 mil on supplies, making my total profit 237 mil, and my hourly profit 20 mil, with my kills per hour being 349. And I would have made roughly 5.8 mil per hour without the binding contracts. So yeah, for an AFK method, I'm pretty happy with the GP per hour, and I'm very happy to now have every Kal'gerion drop ticked off of my Ultimate Slayer list, bringing me down to just 51 drops to go. So that is the end of this video. Let me know if you end up trying this AFK method. Don't Don't forget to catch me when I'm live or join my Discord, and with that, I will see you in the next video.